What's up everyone, welcome back to a new video on the Daily channel. Today we'll be going over the market again in a market outlook style. So with that in mind, let's get into it. I haven't made these videos in a while. Why? The engagement is quite low and the price is pretty much trending. I like to wake up at volatile moments, and right now we are just trading inside of a range, which if you were watching these daily market outlooks by now, you should have learned how to trade a range because we had quite a few. Now it was just a bit longer. So from this, let's just get quick through these stocks. What do you want to see? Price trading above these highs for a bit, and we get that impulse towards the upside. I still deem stocks to be bullish. So looking at the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones, this also reflects it. Looking at the DXY, it is looking a little bit bullish, but I still expect this to go a bit of like one bit deeper, right? Where we just do one final step to really form that bottom, or it maybe even is a free drive, right? Where we just do one more step and then start to reverse, and then all markets start to crash again or start to distribute, and then we do the opposite direction, of course, for the stocks and cryptos. So from that, let's get into BTC. If we look at BTC, because what this is, of course, the reason I'm waking up and I'm now making this video, I will show that volume chart for this. When we had that value area low and that value area high, you have these rotations from it, right, back down, rotation back inside, impulse towards the downside. We do the same towards these points. We see these clear rotations from these value area lows, value area high. So those rotations, what do we have in the middle? That point of continuation, point of control, whatever people like to call it. It's pretty much just the point with the most volume traded. So how do I use this? I don't really give a fuck about the terms or the names, or what really cares how you make money with it, right? So this is the thing I always like to say when a friend of mine asks, yeah, but bro, how does this really work? Like, well, I don't give a fuck. It matters how you use it, that you know how it works, and that you understand how to utilize it. Really doesn't, the name of it doesn't even matter, quite literally. It matters how you press the button based on what you see on your screen and what you're analyzing of this is in terms of how your mind reads it, right? So this point of continuation, point of control, we'll call it point of continuation, POC. So this POC pretty much is that rotational point, where if we start trading a bit above it, we should see a rotation up. If we start trading a bit below it again, we should see that rotation down. So this point, this current consolidation is quite important. And what do we see right here, which this actually reminded me a bit. We just have these major wicks inside a quite small compression. When we look at this one day, see this, right? Small compression, downwards move. So yeah, I can't really be maximum bullish with this, how the compression was looking. When it retested this value area low, I shorted it. I should have shorted it with more because pretty much everything was aligning for me. But yeah, I did short it, just not with the size I liked to have put on it. But yeah, part of the game. So when we just get back into this, what have we also seen? Now we know that value area low is of course based on the volume. Here we have that range based on technicals. So we had that low, that high. A rotational point, of course. What do we do from that rotational point? That 0.5 gets retested, we go down. Which is why I said everything aligned for me. The 0.5 got retested after a bearish consolidation into that value area high, of course, which was located here at that 0.5 as well. and we get a rotation towards the downside. What do we then see? We see that sweep, reclaim, hold, right? Which is that pattern I have been telling you guys about for the longest, where we do this sweep, we do that reclaim, we end up holding above it, and we start impulsing back up. So from this, what should we be looking at? This current high to be broken, right? If this current high gets broken, we could be looking at this point. If that high does not get broken, this should be the low to hold. If this does not get hold, this is what you're looking at. If this also does not get hold, we're looking at this. So for now, play it as a range until we clear the 0.5 level with a bit of confidence. Then here I would like to trade this momentum, right? But for now, yeah, it only unless this high gets broken, we should and could see a bit of an impulse. But when we are talking about trades to hold for a bit longer, I will wait to see this 0.5 getting cleared. If you're really talking about scalping, there's pretty much always a moment to long and always a moment to short any type of market on the 1 minute chart. So yeah, without your bias should really be non-existent. But looking at this 1 hour, I do favor longs. And from this point, I would favor longs even more heavily. Because we are trading into resistance, right? We had this prior low, clear current compression. So clearance above this price point, we could be a lot more bullish. But from this point, and also when we look at volume, this is that rotational point where we want to see confidence from buyers above. We don't want to see sellers stepping in right above that PLC expecting that breakdown. Because if the sellers get stronger, the sellers will win and we get the breakdown, right? So we would like to hold this compression because otherwise we see those retests or at least these prior lows. So with that, let's get into ETH. I stated I want ETH to outperform BTC and just keep grinding up, making higher highs, higher lows, while BTC starts to form a range. Well, you see it was from right around this point, which I stated this. And yeah, BTC made a range and ETH outperformed. We did it again, guys. Beautiful. It's really not like this ETH BTC chart told us already right here. So looking at the ETH and the cynical part out of the way, let's first start at the 1 week where we deem this to be those higher time frame levels. This year 0.75, which is also where these 3 rejections happened. When we look at this exact breaker where we had this candle exactly close below it, with the body of it, I mean, in that case, we should see that this is major resistance. When we look at a 1 day, I don't see real logic to reverse from here towards the downside, actually. But now when we trade into this, now I actually see a bit more conviction into some sort of bigger rotation towards the downside. But from here, I don't really see it. Unless we start to do something like this, okay, now I would understand people expecting a rotation. But as long as we're trading here, we could quite literally just do this and then fuck everyone. So I would not be really convicted into any like big shorts when we're talking about holding them for a lot longer or for at least multiple days. When you're scalping, of course, this is a different story. So you get a sniper entry, there's pretty much always a short here, beautiful short. See, snipe that shit, okay, beautiful short. Right here, also a bit of a momentum play, also a bit of a momentum play here. Clear, break, and retest, right? There's always a little trade to be found when we look at a lower time frame chart, of course. But when I look at this, yeah, it just looks more logical to trade into upside. We look at a 4 hour, what really happens. I expected a bit more downside on this actually, where we would have traded like into this, swept this, and like traded into this. This is actually what I expected. In the end, we did not get it. What did we get? Multiple rejections from this point, couple short rotations towards the downside. We end up finding some acceptance above it right now, where we are compressing a bit above it. So for this, we would like to see something similar to BTC. When we are looking at these prior highs and these prior highs, if these start to break, expect some sort of impulse from level to level. So from this to here, from this to here, from this potentially to here. And of course, from each level, we can logically make a reversal. So just play this shit a level to level for now, and play BTC just like a typical range until it breaks at 0.5 and that point of continuation. So with that being said, I'll quickly go over the last two things, which is this EVTC chart right here. We clearly see this is still trending up, but also trading into previous resistance, which is where we had this rotation towards the downside fall. So we would like to see price clearing this, and BTCD, of course, the opposite, where we had a big break retest. So BTCD is looking really shit, which I quite like. We could end up seeing some sort of retest from this point again, but I don't really care, and I would like to see it keep grinding down for ETH and alt to outperform, where then of course this should do it inverted. So the only thing to look at from this point is this. So I want to point out, if you guys have been checking the market outlooks and my posts on Twitter, you should know about this by now. Where we have these VWAPs with these bands, this one is currently tweaked to 1 month of price action. So when we look at this, where did this low happen, guys? So now this was a sweep of the range and a reclaim, while at the same time it was getting into this VWAP, right? The correlation there was beautiful, which is why I bidded the break out with more size than this break down, right? Where we had this confluence at the same time. Here on a lower time frame, I did not deem this to be maximum. It looked bearish in my opinion, but just not maximum. If we would have gone like into here, then I would have been like maximum bearish in that case. But here I just could not be maximum bearish, so I only put on half size. In this move towards the downside, here I put on full size because everything had aligned. So wanted to point that out real quick, which is why I tell you guys study volume, because this pretty much tells you what volume is doing, right? And the candlesticks, of course, do the same. So I hope you liked today's video. Engage a bit in the comments, because these comments are fully filled with bots, and it's just a bit annoying, and there's zero engagement. So if you like these videos, comment down below if I should make them more frequently, and I will with some more momentum. But if you want me, guys, if you want me to do this like every day, make sure to let me know. Otherwise, I will be doing it occasionally when I see something important happening. So with that, bailing out.